her current better half has been asking her to marry her because they've been together for a while now, and she has been struggling with the idea of ever, allowing herself to marry again. So, and I said, well, I could relate to that. I've been in a relationship now with my lady Zelly for 5 years. Mm-hmm. And she's always hinting at marriage. And some people will say, oh, you're a Band-Aid. You're just filling in the blanks. And, at a certain point, he's going to dispose of you and then go find the woman that he actually wants to marry. But people don't understand is that your opinion is formulating from things that you have never experienced.
Right.
You don't know what it's like to wake up, get married, have a prenuptial agreement in place, have the prenup to get cracked, where you end up paying all of her legal fees and my legal fees. And now I'm paying all this money to attorneys trying to protect what I have. And then you realize that somebody marries you and then they said, I don't want to be here anymore. And then they trying to take everything that belongs to you with them. And it is really a painful process. And so, well, hey, if we could be happy and we could be together, and we could not get married, because if you ever decide that you don't want to be married anymore, now you're going to be another person trying to take everything that I've worked my butt off for the last 30 years. And what does that look like? And how long is this going to last before the judge decides this is my final judgment? So everything about my last divorce took 4.5 years. I lost all of my appeals in the lower courts. Then I lost all of my appeals in the Supreme Courts. And so I had like 3 weeks to cough up almost $1.2 million that I did not have to give. Mm-hmm. And then who do I turn to?
Right.
When I'm financially depleted.
All right. Correct me if I'm wrong. The video starts off with him stating one woman got divorced and is thinking about marrying another woman. I think that's kind of weird for a pastor to hear that and not say nothing. But I digress. Just hearing Tyrese talk about marriage, you can still see and feel that he's still traumatized by what he went through with his last marriage. And I hope he's getting therapy for what happened. And also, it'll be good for him so he can get past it. And I'm sure he's learned a lot from his last marriage, which he claims I think it barely lasted a year. And I watched other videos of him saying that she just left. He was out making a movie for Fast and Furious. He rushed back home to save his marriage, and she just left. Teaching moment. When you are dating someone, you want to look for signs that the person is for you, In Tyrese's case, I don't know if there were red flags. Maybe he ignored it, because I feel like when you're dating someone, it's hard for them to hide the red flags, because the real them will eventually, or she will eventually expose herself. You want to hang out with a person, get to see what they're like, get to see how their family's like, get to see if you guys can not only get together, you guys can not only be aligned in a lot of issues like religion and how you want to raise a kid. That's why a lot of people marry within their race, because that cuts out like on more than half of the problems. Not to say that Tyrese married somebody out of the race, but what I'm saying is, if you're gonna marry somebody, you want to be able to date them and get to know them fully. You'll never get to fully know somebody, but the signs are gonna come. It's hard to hide the red flags, and maybe on his side, maybe he didn't. Maybe he ignored the red flag because a lot of times when we as men, when we really like someone or we're in love, sometimes we see the red flag and we just ignore it. Like, I could deal with that. And then as time goes on and she starts doing things that you don't like, all the little things starts to bother you. So that's why it's important, not only to get to know the person and see if they align with your views, but also, you know, you want to make sure you make the right decision. Also, too, it's not always one-sided. Also, too, I'm sure that there were some things that Tyrese did or probably did to make the marriage go the other way. Or maybe this was a situation where he probably married someone that just wanted him for his money, because I've heard him say that too. But basically, you got to be self-aware on the things that you're doing also that can end your marriage. And if you're going to be in a marriage, the number one thing you want to be is selfless. It's never about you. It's about the marriage. It's about you and her working to what working is about you and her working together to have a successful marriage. Because you can't be selfish and married. But I hope he's getting the therapy because I still feel like he still is. This hurt will never go away. Never go away. 10, 20 years, this hurt will still be there. So I just hope that the brother get the therapy that he need. And this is a teacher moment. When you date someone, make sure that you really try to get to know as much about them as possible. When they get upset, how are they? Are they cursing you out? Are they hitting you? Are they being vindictive, manipulative? How is that woman or man when they get mad? Is the person selfish? They only talk about and care about their needs and don't care about your needs. All that plays a part. Because the more and more you with a person that is not aligned with you and they're selfish or, in the worst case, abusive, the more that you're hurting yourself. And it's really important to remove yourself out of the situation. I'm not saying that that's what Tyrese went through, but I'm just saying it's all different aspects of what's going on in a relationship. So something to be mindful of. Make sure you know your partner as much as you can, and how are they when they're upset? Are they caring? Are they selfish? Are they selfless? So yeah, I just felt like I want to react to this video. I think it's a teaching moment that we can learn from as men or women, and as we continue to go on this life, main thing is just trying to becoming a better person. If you like this video, hit that like button, and I'll see you in the next one. Yay, yay.